Welcome back, Cowboys Nation, and thank you for joining us again for one of the most explosive and talked about updates coming out of Dallas this week. If you're a die-hard Cowboys fan or even just someone who follows the NFL, this is one of those moments that you absolutely can't afford to miss. The media is buzzing, fans are reacting in real time, and some of the biggest names surrounding the Cowboys are at the center of all of it. We're talking about none other than Micah Parsons, the electric defensive phenom who has turned into a cornerstone of the franchise, and a fiery response from team owner Jerry Jones that has already sent shockwaves across the league. Add to that Colin Cowherd stirring the pot with his comments about offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer, and what we've got on our hands today is a storm of opinions, analysis, and behind-the-scenes drama that's grabbing national headlines. So settle in, because this isn't your usual mid-training camp update. This is Cowboys news you absolutely need to hear. Let's start right at the top with Jerry Jones. The longtime Cowboys owner has never been one to stay silent when the franchise he built is in the spotlight, and true to form, Jerry has come out swinging after recent criticism aimed at both the coaching staff and one of the team's most important players. Jerry addressed the media following the Cowboys' joint practices in Oxnard, California, and he made it abundantly clear that he's tired of the outside noise and speculation. Specifically, Jones was animated in his defense of Micah Parsons, who has faced questions over his role in the defense this year. Some pundits have been saying that Parsons looks out of rhythm or seems to be adjusting awkwardly to new defensive formations. Jerry wasn't having any of it. He said Micah is doing exactly what we want him to do, and went so far as to say that Parsons is not just performing well, but dominating the line of scrimmage in ways people don't fully see on the stat sheet. And that wasn't just empty praise. Jerry continued by emphasizing that Parsons is being moved around more this year on purpose. The Cowboys are trying to get creative with how they deploy him, not because he's underperforming, but because he's become so versatile and dangerous that offenses are keying in on him every snap. According to Jones, that's not a problem, it's an opportunity. He said that the defensive staff, including Dan Quinn, is unleashing Micah in ways that make the Cowboys' defense even more unpredictable. That kind of confidence from ownership can do a lot for a player, especially someone like Parsons who thrives on intensity and emotion. And judging by Micah's own comments, he's ready to shut up the critics with his play, not his words. But it's not just Micah Parsons who's making waves this week. Enter Colin Cowherd, the national sports commentator who never shies away from controversy. Cowherd took to his show this week and dropped some hot takes on the Cowboys' offensive struggles during practice, placing part of the blame on Brian Schottenheimer, the team's offensive coordinator. According to Cowherd, the Cowboys' offense looks uninspired and vanilla, and he questioned whether Schottenheimer has the creativity to elevate this team deep into the postseason. He pointed to several instances during joint practices with the Rams where the offense looked out of sync and lacked rhythm, and he even floated the idea that Dak Prescott might not be fully bought into Schotty's vision. That, of course, didn't sit well with a lot of Cowboys insiders. Schottenheimer may not have the flashiest reputation in the league, but people inside the building have been praising his focus on balance, consistency, and situational football. Jerry Jones, once again, was quick to clap back. When asked about Cowherd's comments, Jones didn't mention him by name, but you could tell the message was directed right at the national media. Jones said the team is very pleased with how Schottenheimer has handled camp, especially when it comes to play installation and preparation. He reminded reporters that preseason practices are not designed for flashy plays or explosive highlights. They're designed to test schemes, evaluate depth, and prepare players for the grind of a full season. And more importantly, Jerry emphasized that Dak and Schottenheimer have strong communication and are completely aligned in how they want to operate the offense in 2025. But even with that reassurance, the spotlight remains firmly fixed on Dak Prescott. During the joint practice sessions, Dak had moments of brilliance and moments of concern. A few errant throws, some questionable timing with receivers, and visible frustration on the field gave talking heads plenty to work with. But as is always the case with Dak, the full context is important. Many of the issues observed were with second-string linemen and receivers, not the full starting group. And let's not forget training camp isn't about perfection, it's about growth and timing. Dak addressed the media himself, brushing off the concerns and saying the offense is exactly where it needs to be right now. He mentioned that there are still plays they haven't unveiled and that the connection between him and receivers like CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks is only getting stronger. Still, this is the NFL, and when you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, every snap is under a microscope. Going back to Micah Parsons for a moment, it wasn't just Jerry Jones defending him. Several teammates, including DeMarcus Lawrence and Leighton Vander Esch, have come out publicly in support of Micah, calling him the engine of the defense and a generational player who changes the way offenses plan every week. Parsons has also been a vocal leader in practice, holding teammates accountable and pushing the tempo on defense. Coaches have noted his film study has gone to a new level this year, and even though the raw sack numbers aren't exploding in practice, they believe he's becoming even more dangerous by drawing double teams and creating opportunities for others. That's the kind of impact that goes beyond stats, and if Jerry Jones is right, it's going to translate into a massive year for number 11. As for Schottenheimer, while the outside perception may be mixed, those within the locker room remain confident. Several players noted that Schotty has brought a calming presence to the offensive room, especially compared to last season when things felt more frantic. His focus on situational football, red zone efficiency, and clean execution may not lead to flashy headlines, but it's the kind of discipline that wins games in December and January. And despite Cowherd's skepticism, the belief inside the star is that this offense can and will explode once the full playbook is unleashed. Of course, Jerry Jones didn't stop with just Parsons and Schottenheimer. In true Jerry fashion, he also took the opportunity to throw some subtle jabs at the national media, saying that outside opinions don't win football games. He added that the Cowboys know what we've got and that the real judgment will come when the lights are on and the scoreboard counts. That kind of defiance isn't new for Jones, but it always carries weight when he says it during such a high-pressure camp. It's clear he's doubling down on this coaching staff, this quarterback, and this defensive star to deliver results this year. And make no mistake, the pressure is enormous. The Cowboys haven't been to a Super Bowl in nearly 3 decades, and despite talented rosters over the past 5 seasons, playoff disappointments have become an annual heartbreak. Fans are desperate for something more. The 2025 season is being painted by many as Super Bowl or bust, and that narrative only intensifies when figures like Cowherd start throwing verbal grenades from the outside. But if you listen to the players, the coaching staff, and yes, even Jerry Jones himself, you'll hear a different tone. One of conviction. One of unity. And one of rising to meet expectations, not run from them. So what does this all mean for Cowboys Nation? It means buckle up, because we are heading into a season that could redefine the future of this franchise. The stakes have never been higher, and the personalities involved have never been bigger. Micah Parsons is being unleashed like never before. Brian Schottenheimer is ready to silence his critics. And Jerry Jones is drawing a line in the sand, daring the world to doubt his team one more time. Whether you're in Oxnard, Arlington, or watching from across the country, this is a team worth paying attention to every single day leading up to kickoff. That's going to wrap up today's update, but trust me, the story is only just beginning. If you're as fired up about this season as we are, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another critical Cowboys update. There's a lot more to come, and we'll be right here breaking it all down for you every step of the way. Thanks for watching, Cowboys Nation. We'll see you in the next one.